can't be life. Y'all, I hope y'all can't see me because I'm stuck already. What did I just press? Mm. 1 second, guys. Nope, it's not live. Hope y'all can. Hope y'all can. Hope y'all can. I don't know what if he did something or not, but what? Something. 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 Can y'all hear me? Mic check 1 2. Hey guys, I want to just start this live over for real because I did have to reboot. My son did something because he was like, "Mom, I'm sorry." I'm like, "What you do?" I don't know what he did, but it was some water over here. I don't know if he got some water in my stuff. I don't know what he did, but he was crying. I'm like, what did you do? I just went to the restroom and he was over here on my desk. So sorry guys. I don't know what just happened. Tried to start my live and it just was like cancel. It just paused. So I don't know what happened. And I had to reboot, but it came right back. But oh my goodness. I gotta be out of the house with my live now because I don't be liking for stuff like that to happen. I like for stuff to be like on point. You know what I'm saying? Like you just never know when with kids and people in the household. It just be but I thank y'all for patiently being on. So I see who's here with me, merely. Um Ashley. I think Tony was on. I hope he ain't leave. He probably was like, he probably be back later on or whatever. So I didn't get a chance to play my music or nothing. I'm just upset. And this is my 25th episode. Like, how dare this happen on the 25th episode? I'm excited. I'm all like, okay, yes, you know what I'm saying? We about to knock this episode out the park and this happens. But I'm back on. So y'all tell everybody, go ahead and let everybody know. Okay, she back, y'all. Get back on the live. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm here. So okay, guys, I'm about to start the live and I'm about to get back into the topic in 1 second. I just got to bring up a few things. And I know Ray Holt was supposed to be on with us today. He was supposed to be our guest today, but he actually mixed up the time and the date and all that good stuff. So I actually talked to him and I got some information about his situation of what he wanted to talk about on the live. So hopefully I can tell you guys what happened and we'll go from there. I've been live for 7 minutes and only been on here for a couple minutes. That's messed up. Okay, guys, I'm about to jump into the live in just 1 second. Can y'all share this for me? Because yeah. Yeah, can y'all share this for me? I know I love y'all. Um I'm just trying to tell everybody, like I wish I could post it. And Alan said he was coming on today. I don't know where he's at. Okay. All right. So I don't know. My little viewers just jumped down because of this. 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to get off of this. Okay, here it is. Okay. All right, let me just get back into it. Okay. All right. So today we're talking about why are children weaponized after a breakup. And this was a topic that was suggested by Ray Fell Holtz. He actually wanted to talk about this topic because it was near and dear to his heart, and it's something that he's actually as a man going through right now. So this is the reason why he wanted to talk about this topic. I actually did speak to him, and so when I spoke to him, his situation is a little bit crazy because what he's going through is the children are actually in another state. And again, he's going through the children are being weaponized, I guess, because, and it's not so much that the woman feels like, like she wants him. It's like the opposite. She doesn't really want him anymore, but she doesn't need him anymore. Y'all get that? So basically what he told me was that her older son got into a car accident. He was in Kentucky. He's like 22 or so. She moved all of the 4 kids that they have together to Kentucky to be with the son to take care of him. They have court orders that, of course, they have visitation rights, parental rights, and all that good stuff, but she still moved the kids away. And then when he asked her, like, why, he didn't even find out from her. Basically, one of the kids was like, yeah, we're moving today, like the day of. So crazy, right? So basically, he's just very upset because he didn't want to go to court, but he actually has to. He said he has to actually pay $500 to an attorney, so that way the attorney will be able to fight for him. So that's his backstory, and that's the reason why he wanted to talk about this topic of children being weaponized, because the children are being used, of course, as pawns. He's still paying active child support while they're in another state, so technically it is kidnapping. But yeah, I said that to say, this is how we got on the topic, and I was looking and researching this topic to see exactly, how to word it, and I kept asking merely like, how should I word this, right? And then I came up with weaponization, meaning the kids are being used pretty much as a pawn, but the actual correct meaning and word for this is actually parental alienation, and this is actually a legal term. You may not think it's legal, or you may not have known it is, but I actually found this out when I researched this topic. And actually, parental alienation is not only like a real thing; it's actually a day, right? It's a day of celebration. I did not know this, but it's called Parental Alienation Day, April 25th of this year. We celebrate that. And every year, supposedly, we celebrate this day. And it's not a celebration, but it's to actually make the general public, judges, police officers, mental health workers, agencies, and lawyers, they actually help family and friends target, people who are going through this. So they actually try to bring awareness about this situation, that it's big, that is happening, but somehow I've never heard of it. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of Parental Alienation Day? I have never, but it's a big thing. It's in different places, different countries, and it's really a big thing. So this happens all the time. It's unfortunate that majority of time it happens, more so to the dads than it does the moms. And now I'm not saying it doesn't happen to the dads, I mean the moms at all, because I know it does. I know men who, they get jealous, because you move on and you don't want to be bothered with them, and now they're like, okay, I'm not taking care of my kids. So this happens more than often than not to both parties, but however, I think it happens more to women because women are the caretakers, and most of the time the judges are awarding the kids to the mothers because they're caretakers, they're nurturers. So that's most of the reason why the women are usually the custodial parents. Now, I wanted to read this exactly from this Smith Law, Michigan. I'm gonna share it so you guys can see it as well with me. And it basically just gives you the definition of what parental alienation is. All right. So it tells us that, in short, it is where one parent does things to poison his or her children's relationships with the other parent. There are a number of ways this can be done. A few examples include interfering with parenting time, blaming the other parent for the marriage ending, talking negatively about the other parent, telling children that their other parent does not want to see them. And these are just a few examples of what it is. So, like with Ray's situation, where the mom has moved to a whole nother state, that would be interfering with parenting time because now he doesn't have parenting time because she's in a whole nother state. And then, it's very unfair for him to have to drive 6 hours away to Kentucky to see his children. That's like going to put a financial burden or strain on him. That's unfair, when she's not keeping up the end of the bargain. Now, actually in Michigan, and he is in Michigan. So, Michigan residents who stand accused of engaging in parental alienation may find themselves in contempt of court. So, this is actually very serious. It's a very real thing. Um, Fellas have to actually follow through with it, though. If you do not take the steps to document that, hey, I couldn't see my kids this day, and protocol, then of course you won't get this far. But normally, if you are able to get documentation and prove that you're not able to see the kid, that the parental alienation is going on, then it says that the other party can end up paying fines. They can spend time in jail. They can face having their custody orders modified in a way that's not in their favor. So there are different strategies for anybody who's in this situation to go about, actually receiving some type of help. So a lot of times I know men say, they're not able to see their kids, but there is a number of ways that you can actually get around this and see your children. Um, Also, this is what I wanted to share this with you guys. These are signs that the parents are alienating their children. So things like this are things that proves that you're alienating your child from the father or the mother. So bad mouthing the targeted parent. So that's like me bad mouthing somebody, like, he ain't no good, things like that. Withholding any type of academic progress from the parent. referring to the parent by the first name. Instead of saying that's your mom or dad, you're saying, oh, Tim called, call Tim back, or call, John back, or whatever, forcing the child to choose between you and the other parent, telling the child that the other parent is dangerous, a withdrawal of love. So meaning, like, if the child doesn't say he or she doesn't like the other parent, you're going to not show love to that child. So the child, of course, lives with you. They want love from you. So they're going to agree with you. Interfering with communication with the other parent, not allowing the other child to call their parent. These are signs that you are alienating your children. And then these were signs by a child that they were actually being alienated. So it's actually 17 of these. We're not going to go through them all. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what it looks like, and that this is real. Like, so if you are a person who's actually doing this to your children, you actually need to stop, because if that man or woman gets serious and they decide to go to court, they decide to actually get a lawyer or an attorney and fight for their rights, then you actually, could be held in contempt. You can have fines, fees, and all kinds of things that go along with this. Um, yeah, so it's very dangerous to do this on both ends. Merely, you said he gets a lawyer. He needs to get a lawyer. The courts will make her either move back or remove him from the child support. Really? Oh, wow, I was wondering that, because I asked him, I said, "She's already in another state. Even if they put an order out, I didn't think they could order her to, like, come back. Why? I didn't know that. Like, because how would they have any jurisdiction over, like, where she is? She's in Kentucky." So, I was thinking about that. It was just kinda weird. Ashley, you said she should have told him the situation with the eldest child, so he could have helped her think about what would have been best for the kids, right? Yeah, and again, he said he didn't find out until one of his kids. So the eldest child isn't his son, but the other four children are. And one of the oldest children were actually the ones who actually told him about it, and told him that they were actually moving out of town, and actually it was the same day that they moved out of town. So it's crazy. Um you said you've seen it. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that, because I'm like, Ray, I don't see how you're gonna get the kids back, because that's she's already in another state. Tony, you said they're not doing nothing to these women. Well, they are in your state, right? You said you're in the red state. Wow, that's bad. Yeah, it is. It's terrible. But y'all, I got a few videos. We're gonna jump right into some of these videos that I thought was really that was a good one, y'all. I'll be trying not to pick videos with all this cussing in them, but somehow they just be cussing. Anyways, but I really want to show this video because some of the videos I have that are funny, right? And it just proves, like, it just kind of comedy on how mothers do their children. And then I have a video which is not so funny, because it's actually a child, or, well, not a child. He's a man. He's a grown man now. He's like in his 20s, and he discusses, like, that he was mad at his parent. His mom kind of alienated him from his dad. He always was made to think that his dad was wrong, that he was bad, like all kinds of stuff. And he didn't find out till he was like over 18 that it wasn't his dad. And he was just like devastated, like, how could you do this to me? And this goes on a lot, like a lot. Like, we really have to stop doing this as women. I know, like, men, they do it as well, because I can say for my situation, when I had my oldest daughter, like when I was about to get married, like my her dad was skimming back support, like all kinds of stuff, like wasn't coming to see her as much, different things that you like, okay, well, what that got to do with you. But so men do it as well. But I think it most of the time it happens to most, like, a lot of women that are like decent women or good women. I don't think it happens to bad women, because the bad women, the guys are usually fighting to see their children, or they're fighting to take care of the children, because the women are not good nurturers. They don't take care of their children well at all. I've seen this happen so many times where I'm like, well, dang, you got this man trying to fight for his kids. He doing everything right. He trying to see his kids. And the woman is like, oh no, she giving all kinds of pushback. But the women who are actually like, listen, you can see your kids whenever you want. Have at it. Those men are the ones who are like, oh no, I guess I'll see them later, since, you're happy and you're doing well. Like, why is that, guys? I don't know. I've seen this for I have my own experience with this, so I don't know why that is. Ashley, you said, and that ain't cool with the education being interrupted. Yes, yeah, because they're out of state. They're in a whole nother community now. So yeah, parents do not think. Like, they do not think, do they? They just get up and just jump up and do something. I don't know. Well, women, I guess. I don't know. Well, let me start some videos so we can get some in here. No, hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna bring this video up.
Deadbeat and a motherfucker.
Wait. Okay.
Your daddy was a piece of shit, a deadbeat and a motherfucker who ran out on us. Mama, I'm damn near 18, and I finally heard daddy's side of the story. And from the looks of it, that shit didn't happen the way you saying it happened. But I've been telling you that your daddy is a piece of shit your whole fucking life. Why would you grow up and then change your mind? But mama, the shit you've been telling me about my daddy my whole life has been a fucking lie.
That's crazy. Y'all see that? He said that's how mothers be when the child grow up and find out the truth. The mom. Oh, I gotta play that next. Why these videos keep popping up? Um, this one I'm about to play next, y'all, about the bitter baby daddies. This guy had a lot to say, which I think was actually on point.
We always talk about bitter baby mamas, but we never talk about bitter ass baby daddies as if they don't exist. Baby daddies that's so bitter that you're no longer giving them cookies, access to your life or your time or your energy no more, and they take that as a reason to not see their kid. Bitter baby daddies. He bitter because you didn't get rid of the kid. Well, you should have known that you was obligating all that. He bitter. He bitter. He couldn't control the situation. You decided to have a kid that he didn't want, and he can't get over it. So now that bitterness refuses to allow him to be a father to his mother child. We always talk about bitter baby mamas. We never talk about bitter baby daddies because we think men can't be bitter, but they can. Every time you see a man ducking and dodging child support, that's some bitter baby daddy stuff. Every time you see a man trying to use kids as a way to access that woman's space, time, energy, and body, and when they don't get it, they don't be around the mother kids, bitter baby daddy shit.
Okay. I told y'all there was bitter baby daddies as well. And this is not to bash either side. We're just trying to show that it happens on both sides, right? Both sides. I think, like I said, majority of the time it happens with the moms because moms, they keep the kids and they're just responsible for the kids. They're usually the custodial parent. So it does happen on both sides. Now, can you guys think of somebody? There's a famous guy right now who's going through parental alienation, and he actually just like filed a motion in court to actually see his child and kind of do an emergency custody order. Do you guys know who it is? I know who know. Ashley, I know she know. He's a celebrity and he's going through a divorce right now, and it's happening right now. Y'all know who that is? Y'all quiet on here. Ain't like I can hear y'all, but y'all ain't talking. So I'm gonna share it if y'all don't know. I know Ashley know it's a famous black guy who's going through right now. He's going through parental alienation because when I saw the news flash, I was like, dang, that's the same thing we're talking about today. Hey Val, hey sis. Hey Eb, hey sis. Val said to Tyrese. I think Tyrese got another woman now, doesn't he? Or he's about to get married again. He moved on fast. Okay, let me share it with y'all. Y'all gonna know after y'all see this. Oh wait, let me share it with y'all. Y'all probably heard it now. Kanye. Is Kanye? You know what? Kanye may have been going through that. I don't know if he's going through that right now. Yeah, you heard it, bro.
Jeezy has taken legal action against estranged wife Jeannie Mai, alleging she acts as a gatekeeper to their daughter Monaco during their divorce. Court documents reveal Jeezy's motion for a temporary custody hearing, citing the lack of consistency and stability in their informal arrangements as stressful for the one-year-old.
It's Jeezy. Yep, Jeezy going through that right now because they're going through a divorce. Um, Jeannie Ma's keeping or withholding parenting time or whatever from the child. And like he said, I mean, it is in the best interest to continue the same pattern that you were doing before, because the child's going to be affected if you don't. And so Jeannie Ma is doing what typical, women do. And I hate to say it, but majority of the cases, and it was over 50%, like, are all women, like, withholding the children because of their hurt. And I understand it takes time to heal from a divorce and all this. I get it. But you have to understand the children have to grow up, and one day them children, they're gonna see, you for who you are. And it's not gonna be pretty. So I mean, it's hard to go through a breakup. It's hard to lose somebody you love. It's hard to even, somebody cheat on you and, whatever. It's really hard to have that type of emotional heartbreak, but you cannot take it out on the kids. You cannot use the kid as a pawn, and I know it's easy to do that because you feel like you're getting your way. Like the first video that I posted on the timeline where the girl was like, "Oh, your baby in the inside." He like, "Let me see my baby." "Oh no, you can't see her. You got to come in the house." I think she just wanted to sleep with him. A lot of times baby daddies and baby mamas had that relationship where they still sleeping around, and they develop this type of relationship. So when a man or woman, whoever want to leave officially, it's like, "Oh no, we've been doing this already. You're not about to leave now." And they don't want to give up. They ain't giving it up so easy. Value said, "I knew that was coming with Jeezy." Yeah. Well, I think he thought that because she wasn't a black woman, that maybe she would do differently. But I think he quickly saw that it doesn't matter the race, and it's going to be even worse because she's technically a white or Chinese or Vietnamese woman. So she's probably going to get more from him, because the system's going to work even better for her. Ebony, you said emotional intelligence is a must. That's the word. No one has emotional intelligence. Like, that's crazy. Tony said, "Let me tell you, nothing gonna change because the government makes money on broken homes." You're right, Tony. But we're not gonna say it's not gonna change, right? Let's not say it's not gonna change. Let's say that the people we touch, the people we talk to, right, in our community will change because we know them people. We know what's right to do. But you're absolutely 100 or 1,000% right. The government is into broken homes. Like, they started broken homes, we know, with welfare. So we know that they thrive off this, right? And so yeah, you're right. But I'm gonna be optimistic and keep the faith that, you know, we can make some type of impact on this. Value said, "I know I used to be like, yes, please come get her anytime. I'll even pack a bag for her with food." Right. That's how I be like. I don't understand the women, but you know what? I guess if you still caught up in the man and you still love the man, then that's what happens. But see, me, most of the time, I don't usually leave unless I'm fully done. Like, so there is no usually any more emotional attachment there. Like, I still love you or got love for you, but usually I'm already done. So it doesn't, what I'm saying? I don't have any attachment where I need to use the kid to pawn and be like, "Oh, I need to get them back." It ain't that, you know. It's usually like, okay, if I want to get back with them, I can. That's not the case though. Ashley, you said, yeah, in that clause in the prenup about cheating, that's the new info she just put out. So sis about to get a big check. Yeah, I seen that clause. Like, she went through that with a fine tooth comb. Like, and you know what? I'm like, he said he didn't cheat, but I wonder what evidence she got to prove he was cheating. Like, but yeah, y'all black men be wanting to date outside y'all race. Them other women be doing y'all worse than we do. Tony, you said Jeezy should have kept his mouth closed. Now it's a battle and he gonna lose. Sad to say. He gonna lose when it comes to that other color. You already know that. It ain't, because again, you can't, y'all be thinking it's okay, but yeah. Ebony, you said we have to change. We enter into these relationships knowing that we can't foresee our future with them. Hence we have to change. Exactly. Yes, we do. Like, and I think sometimes, like, I know when you're young, you don't even think that far to say, "Can I see myself with this person in the future?" You're just doing something for the time being because you're young. And that's just how we do things, right? I'm not saying it's right, but a lot of times we don't think that far to say, "Hey, this is going to be my future." And then, also for the fellas, who I see a lot of fellas nowadays, the big thing is I'm not getting married and there's no benefit to us and there's no, but you have to stop thinking about it like that, because if a lot of these men and women were married, you wouldn't have all these you wouldn't have all these social economic issues that we're going through now. Your children will be in your household, so you wouldn't have to go to child support court to try to get your kids to see your children. You wouldn't have to do all of that if you were married. Like, marriage protects so much. And not only does marriage bill it protect you from going to court, child support, and all these other things. Not saying you can't have a divorce and that happen, but what I'm saying is you're more likely to try to work through things when you know that there's a committed relationship versus you're just laying down with somebody and, whatever, you know. So marriage is very important because it creates character in both of you guys, and then it's just a covenant between you and God that most people don't want to initially break right away, especially if you have some sense of God in your life. Um oh, hold on, wait, I jumped ahead. Tony said, okay, oh yeah, we seen that one. Ebony, you said we have to change. Okay, I seen that one too. Ebony said, how will she prove that he did? I don't know. I was wondering that too. I'm like, how did she got, but they can get private investigators and find out like stuff. Like, I know me, if I was in that situation, yeah, I would be looking through all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking the same thing, Eb. I'm like, how's she gonna prove that? Merely, you said all women move pretty much the same. Women are just women. No, that's not the case. Ebony said maybe most, but definitely not all. Exactly. Not all. I agree, Eb. Merely, you said besides Jeezy wasn't dealing with her to take a jab at black women. That's just who Jeezy liked. Well, it seems like he had 3 baby mamas, right? All black. Why couldn't he choose one of those baby mamas to marry? I just don't get it. And then when he got with her, then he quickly realized that these cultural differences didn't allow for him to have a successful marriage or relationship. Right. So, like, come on now. I don't get it. They were only married for what, a year and a half? They were not married even, 5 years. So, like, crazy. I don't know. I don't know what it is and why he thought it was a prize. Nothing towards Jeannie Mai, because I like her, but mm-mm. Merely, you said marriage didn't protect Jeezy. I didn't say it protects you. What I'm saying is, right, he got into it, I think, for the wrong reasons. I don't think he got in it fully committed. And then, as you know, they had a prenup. The prenup has all kinds of clauses in it, ways out. To me, that's what it is a way out. I understand some people wanted to protect their materialistic things, but it was a way out, for him to actually say, okay, well, if you did, because you see, he filed for divorce first, meaning the prenup that he had in place allowed him to file for divorce and walk away with his money intact, because he was looking at, okay, well, if she do this, I can get out. If he do, and they wasn't going into a marriage as as God intended it to be, as a covenant, as an example, as the husband as Christ loved the church, the wife honoring her husband, things like that. They were not going into marriage. It was probably more of a business deal than anything, and it fell apart. And so, but if we look at marriage the way that by the way the creator made it, then we'll be much better and we'll understand what marriage is to protect you from all of these things, baby mamas and child support and court and all these things, going to jail, because you didn't pay your child support. It protects you from all of that. Ashley said, I don't think he liked the fact she moved in, her family, the mama, brother, everybody. Yeah, I think that's it too. I think she moved because he was talking about that. Like, he like, that's y'all culture, but I can get with that. Like, he got to have his privacy. And I think the mom was kind of disrespectful to him too. Like, the mom was always on, like, saying things to Jeezy. And, I think it just, even though it's her mom and she knew that was the way she was, I think he didn't like it. And her mom has a smart mouth, I think, just like she has. That's what I read or saw somewhere on the blogs. Um, Ebony said, we create broken homes with this false narrative that everyone doesn't want to be married when they're doing all the things that create a marriage. Absolutely. Okay. That is exactly what it is. It's a false narrative that people have fed everybody. Honestly, it has you thinking like, oh no. I don't want to be married. No point for us to be married. It's nothing in it. Yes, it is. You're still laying down with women. You're still having sex with them. You're still creating babies with them. Why not be married? If you were married, again, you're doing that with that woman. You have kids all in your home. You're able to see them. Now you don't have to fight through the courts to see your kids. You don't have to pay child support. All these things you don't have to do because you're protected in a marriage. And then guess what? More than likely, if you ever have to get divorced, more than likely the judge is going to offer more so like a joint custody situation versus you just having a baby out of wedlock and now, I got a baby. They're going to most oftentimes award the woman like majority of custodial. She's going to be the custodial parent. And then, but if you get married and then you get a divorce, most of the time they're going to work with those parents and say, okay, you guys can have joint custody or joint physical stuff like that, that you're not going to get just being a baby mama or a baby daddy. And there's no vows involved. Ashley, you said she said text messages of other women were in his phone. Okay. I guess that's considered emotional cheating. I don't know. Well, we'll just have to see, right? Hey, Belita, girl. Hey, you made it. Um, Ebony said if that's true, then hopefully she can get this evidence. That's why I'm waiting on too. Merely, you said when I say all women, I mean all races of women. You can't pick a specific race to date and know what to expect. Women just gonna be women. No, I mean, you kind of can. When you date black women all of your life, kind of know what you're going to get, right? That's just what it is. But when you date another culture or race of women, you don't know what you're going to get because their culture is different. Just like he didn't know that her family lived with them. And so now in our black homes, we don't have people living with us. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I think we all probably should do that to get on our feet. But we don't have a bunch of people living with us in our homes and like our brothers and siblings just living with us with our husbands and kids. That doesn't happen in our culture. That's very different. We have our privacy. We may go over their houses on the holidays or they may come over not unannounced, so that's a culture shock. Like, hold on, I don't got no privacy. Is this even my house? Melissa said, right. Thanks for clarifying. Ebony said, okay. Tony said, men is never protected, sis. Men are protected. Like I said, I get it. It's a lot of things against you guys, but men are protected by marriage. You guys just don't think it's protection, but it is. It's for your own good. Like, honestly, if you get the right woman, that's going to protect you from having baby mamas, right? Am I right? You marry that woman and have kids with her. Now you don't have baby mamas. Now you don't have child support. It's protection there, right? You can't worry about, the outside things or whatever, but it's the choices that we're all making. And I'm not saying blaming anybody here because I've made bad choices as well. But what I'm saying is that marriage does solve a lot of those issues that we oftentimes say we're having in the community, but yet we want to play house instead of actually building the correct house and having a covenant relationship. That's all I'm saying. Ashley said if they were on the same phone plan, she'll be good, but I doubt it. They'll just have speculation. Yeah. Well, I'm actually hoping that she doesn't have that. And I don't know. I don't know why I feel for Jeezy more, even though he went, outside of his race, which I don't have a problem with that. But I just feel like I think she didn't want to get a divorce. He did, and now I think she's just finding a way to get his money, even though they had a prenup. And I just don't think that's fair at all. I don't agree with that. Melita said, right. Ebony, you said technically everyone you sleep with you're married to, because when a man enters a woman, that creates a covenant. Technically, if she want to get down dirty spiritual, that is what happens, because we know the woman who Jesus met, I don't know, was she at the well getting water or something? He told her that she had 5 husbands, right? How could she have 5 husbands when she wasn't even married? Because she said, oh, I'm not even married. He said, oh no, you are. You have 5 husbands, meaning anybody you sleep with, you become in covenant with, like as Ebony said. Now, it is an illegal covenant, but it's a covenant. So you got to understand, because God's laws, right? You can still have covenants with different things and different matters, but they don't mean that it's legal. Just like, you shacking with somebody, you're on a rent with the person, y'all pay rent together, y'all on the same mortgage even, but it doesn't mean that you married, right? And y'all got a right to each other's things because you don't have that covenant. So it's the same thing spiritually, like Ebony's saying. any person you sleep with, you do become in covenant with them. You do. But it's illegal. It's not legal because it's not anything that you went before God to do as far as vows in your heart, you know? But yes, good point, Ib. Val, you said conversations before marriage didn't discuss the family living with them before, right? I'm pretty sure they didn't. She didn't discuss that because, yeah, I don't think he would have went for that. But I don't know. It just seems weird that all of a sudden, maybe she did and he just couldn't take it anymore. I think that's what happened. Hey, Penelope, I'm surprised you don't have anything to say on this topic because I know you be going. We actually kind of got off topic a little bit. We were talking about we didn't actually get off topic. Actually, Jeezy's situation is parental alienation. So we were talking about parental alienation, and Jeezy's situation came up where, if you know, she's in the news for the divorce with Jeannie Mai, but what happened is she's actually keeping the baby from him now. So now he's fighting a custody battle because he's like, okay, I want to see my baby. And of course, her feelings is all in the mix. So she won't allow that to happen. And now he's going to court for it. So in his case, like I said, marriage didn't protect him only because I think they went into it more of as a business agreement and not as a covenant, right? They didn't go into it right. In everybody's marriage, I don't believe, they don't, they have a covenant of some sort, but I don't think they go into it for the right reasons. And because you don't go into it for the right reason, your heart isn't right. Melita, you said I agree with Merely on that one. Okay, which part did you agree with Merely on? Let's see. Merely, you said, Lord, I'm talking about in reference to the topic. What you talking about? Women are pretty much the same in reference to this topic as far as what they would have done. Tony, you said when I have a divorced woman, got to agree on joint custody. Yeah, and you can do that. You can go to the courts and you can ask them for joint custody. Um, Merely said men are not protected, especially not by marriage. Okay, we kind of agree to disagree on that. I believe it does give you more protection than it would you just be out here single, right, and having babies with different people, different women. What protection does that bring? It brings more headaches and harm than it does protection. But at least if you have that one woman, you're trying to, do the right thing. Even God would see that and say, okay, this brother trying and may give you some help, but if you got 5 different baby mamas and, no, what protection do you need? Those are a lot of bad decisions being made. Melita, you said the all women race part. Um, so I think what he says, all women are pretty much the same. What I'm saying is, the thing is, when you date outside your race, you have cultural differences. So even though you may think, yeah, they're all the same in an aspect, they are. But you also have to think about a different race woman is going to have a different culture. And this is what I'm saying why Jeezy and Jeannie Mai didn't last, because he didn't know that, she lives with her parents, or her mom lives with her brother lives with her family is over all the time. That's a cultural difference that we don't have in our culture. We don't a lot of times do that. So that's why I'm saying it's different. Had he married a black woman, he would have known what he was getting. Most black women are not having, their family living with them. It's just not the same. That was kind of my point. Now, are women all made the same? Yeah, I agree with that. But when you date outside your race, there are cultural things that you may not know that come with the marriage, is what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Ashley said that was in the prenup, though, the clause about cheating. So emotional, physical, or whatever they felt was a form of cheating was written down. I don't feel sorry for him. This will show the brothers what what they're up against for going outside their race. Ashley, give the brother some grace. No, she said, I don't feel sorry for his butt. Oh, wow. See, Ashley said that's what y'all get. And that's what I'm saying, Ashley, because had this been a black woman, right? They would have probably made it further, because guess what? You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have had that issue. And if that was the reason why Jeezy was like, I'm calling it to quits, then guess what? That would have been one thing he wouldn't have had to worry about, right? Now, him and Nia Long, did y'all see that interview? It seemed like they'd make a good couple, right? Now, why he couldn't just find a woman like that? And then he would have been good. That's all I'm saying. Oh, hey P, you said you was in a meeting. Okay. Melita said, I don't think that being black gives the same culture. You don't think it gives the same culture? And I know that's what I think we're saying the same thing. I'm saying that cultural wise, when you marry into a different, like a woman that's in a different culture or different race, and her culture is different from us, right? Those are surprises. You're going to get different surprises, and so that's what I'm saying. You know what you're going to get with a black woman because we're in the same culture. We know that. But when you go marry somewhere outside of that, you may get, and if you haven't talked about it, you're going to get all kinds of surprises, and you're going to be like, hold on, what? I ain't down with this. But you don't know their culture because again, they're outside of your race. Not knocking it. I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with it. It's, that's your prerogative. But what I'm saying is these are the culture shocks that you get. And I guess most men can't handle another man all in their house all day. Like, I don't think I want somebody all in my house all day, every day, living with me. I got every time I wake up, I'm seeing these people every time. I go in the refrigerator, they right there too, or telling me what to do around my house. I probably snap too. So he said that's true. Ebony said they will never learn. Mm. Okay, y'all don't learn. No. Merely said a black woman would have done the same exact thing. So listen, what I'm saying is, right? Uh, he would have probably made it further with a black woman because he wouldn't have had that culture shock. Like, oh my God, this is how they live in, this is how they do. You know what I'm saying? So they probably would have had a better chance, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying the black woman wouldn't have went to probably look to see, hey, how can I get the money, money anyway, but since he wants to divorce me. I'm not saying she wouldn't have been hurt. She would have had those same type of issues, I believe. But I'm just saying that maybe, just maybe, it would have worked better. They would have had more of a chance than Jeannie Ma did because the cultures were just too different. That's all I'm saying. How can two walk together unless they agree, right? He has this one culture, they outside running through water slides, right? And then she got her, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it just probably didn't mesh. Penelope said, nope. I don't know what you say no to, Penelope. She said, and then he gonna tell Nia that, oh, nope to that. And then he gonna tell Nia that black men need their black sisters when they're going through something. Yeah, I saw that. He was like, we need y'all. And I'm like, I was thinking like, now you need us, but you just married a white, well, she's not white, Chinese or Vietnamese woman. I was thinking the same thing, but I was trying not to be harsh because I'm trying to give grace to our brothers too. But I was looking like, but maybe Jeezy had to go out there and bump his head, and now he sees the value in black women. And sometimes that may be what our black brothers got to do. They just got to bump their head. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with women outside your race, but just remember, especially when you're marrying like different cultures you're going to marry into that culture. And if you don't know that culture, you don't like it, then, you're going to have a problem. Penelope said, nah, bruh, take your wheat shots and leave us alone. Penelope, you said examples, please. What examples did you want, Penelope? Melita is laughing. Val Green said Nia Long was shooting her shot on the low. That's what I thought. Like, for real, it seemed like Nia was like, okay, we can start out fresh. She broke up her man. He's single and available. I was thinking like, is they about to get together? Because we starting to see the worst, not worst, but I just would never think those two to be together, right? Just like what's that guy, Baby and Tony Braxton, whatever he is. I just, not he is, but what is Tony thinking? Like, huh? Just weird couple to me. Ashley said, not in the courts. The courts feel sorry for women of homogenous color for dealing with a man of color. So they will make the financial end way worse for you to teach you a lesson. So it happened to two brothers already. Yeah, that's what I said. They're going to make sure she's paid just because she's not black, and then that's because you're black and you married outside, thought you had a prize. No, let me stop. I love my white sisters or whatever race. I'm not saying that. I'm just teasing. Ebony said, let us all who seek marriage take this as a lesson to communicate before marriage. If this is the case where she moved her family, and this should have been communicated in dating stages. Yeah, it should have been communicated before. I agree. Like, and I don't think it was, or if she communicated this, because I haven't heard anybody talk about this, she hasn't disputed that was the issue. if she did communicate the issue or communicate, hey, my family, as a part of our culture, they stay with us, they live with us year round. Maybe he just got tired. Like I said, could you imagine every single day you're waking up to people, especially men, they're waking up to another man already in their refrigerator eating their cereal. They getting up. He already eating your bowl of cereal. You know what I'm saying? Or, he already driving your car. No, I'm just playing. But he already doing, stuff in your house. You can't even wake up good and have a peace, sit down, get your mind right, because it's a whole nother man in there. Your mother-in-law telling you what to do. So it's like, maybe he just had enough. So maybe she did tell him, but he just, he couldn't take it, because you don't know how that feels until you get into it. And if that was going on for a whole year and a half, that's a long time. Ashley said, because he wants our support, because he wants us to buy that music. Right, because we the only ones buying it. Well, I mean, I think they buy it too, but maybe I know we're the biggest supporters. Merely hardhead self gonna say, nah, y'all want to believe that, but nah, he not gonna agree. He not gonna agree with us. Val said, she said several times on her show she didn't like dark meat, didn't she? Who you talking about, Nia Long or Jeannie Ma? Because I think Jeannie Ma had been saying she didn't, and then all of a sudden she did. So, communicate before marriage. Yep. Merely said Jeezy ain't never getting married again. I don't know. He may. Tony, Ebony said Tony is older. She looking at that money. I know, and money, just some things money cannot buy with me. I don't care. That man got all kinds of stories. It just couldn't. It just could not. I don't know. But Tony should have money too, like that. I'm thinking, she's been a singer. She has the shows. It's no. I'm sorry. Ashley said, I ain't doing it ever again either, bro. You ain't got to, because you staying where you at, sis. Ebony said, can't walk around butt booty naked. Right. Okay, bingo. You can't walk around that way because you got other people in your house. Like, even if you had your kids in the house, you still could kind of, have the freedom to let it all hang out, with a robe or whatever on. But they don't have no time where they can walk around in just the privacy of their home. Melita said, yeah, that's sounding like he was being used. I don't know the story though. I don't know if he was being used. I don't know. It seemed like, I don't know. Maybe she was. I don't know. Listen. Ebony said she liked that dark money. And then Penelope says she wants the dark meat on the side. Y'all silly. Yeah, she did want it on the side, okay? Because she didn't even have a baby with her first husband. Her first husband was a white man. She said she didn't want no kids. Then when she get with Jeezy already had 3 kids. She wanted a baby, right? Somebody lying. I'm about to play this last video, y'all. In this video, let me read Tony comment. He said, most black men have kids by black women. So who you think keeping us from our kids? No, I know, Tony. I'm not disagreeing, bro. I know that happens, right? What I'm saying is that if you were married to the black woman, right? Or at least tried to do it the right way, then it would make you would have a better chance, is all I'm saying. You'll have a better chance at sticking in the relationship. And I'm just saying that Jeezy would have been better. Oh, okay. He said he's replying to Ashley. I'm just like, Ashley, you said something that he talking to you about, ma'am. Okay, so let me show y'all this video real quick about this. And this is a guy who he actually grew up. He's older now. He got over 18 or whatever. He found out, that his dad was there. His dad tried to be there, and it was his mom all along alienating him from his father. So I'm gonna play this video. Just 1 second.
Where's my father? Nowhere to be found. You know why he was nowhere to be found? Because I just got a relationship with him a few months ago. Because my mom told me my dad wasn't to keep me away from my dad. I'm 26, bro. I'm 26. My mom kept me away from my dad for 26 years. You know what kept me away from him? My mom told me that my dad said I was a mistake and kept me away from my father. Every time, this been looking for me since I was a kid.
Yeah. He's been looking for her. Can you imagine all the kids out there who got a fucking ass mom telling them their daddy ain't, but the daddy looking for them? I finally talked to my dad. He's a good dude. My mom told me my dad has not paid child support since I was a kid. I finally meet this. He has envelopes full of fucking shit proof showing he's been paying child support. He told me, he said, your mom is a lying, manipulative. I have not talked to my mom in months. You know why? My mom called me. My mom's in California. My dad's in North Carolina. I moved out of LA. I can't live in North Carolina or LA because I hate those places because of the trauma I went through on both of those places. My mom calls me. What you doing, baby? What's going on? I'm at my dad's house. What the fuck you doing at the house? Didn't I say don't discuss family business? Like, my dad comes and he busts through the door. My dad is happy and married. He's a street. Can't talk about what he do, but he is street. He's happy and married. My mom has been bitter and having sex with so many goddamn dudes of different races, and she just got married recently to a that she met on Tinder for 1 month. My mom didn't get married because she was in love. She got married because she didn't want to be lonely.
Yeah.
My dad bust through the door and snatched the phone. I was trying to no. He's like, hello? Put my son back on the phone. No, it's my son too. What do you want? Put my son back on the phone. And my dad loses it. Going in on my mom. And I'm listening to my mom. All that slapping, abuse, and beating me up, choking me when I'm on the floor, beating me with belts, wrapping hangers around other hangers, beating me till I pass out and wake back up, whelps on my back, scars. My mom turned into a 2-year-old little girl when my dad started talking to her. She talked to me like my entire life. He's yelling on the phone, you mad because I left you. And I didn't want to be with you no more. And you kept my son away from me as a weapon. My mom used her kids as a weapon. She used me and my little sister as a weapon. Whenever my mom would get pissed off by my dad or my sister's dad, she would say, "You will never see your son again if you disrespect."
I hope y'all watch that because it seemed like those guys was like they was tearing up, like the guys who were interviewing him. And could y'all hear that? Like, heard how bad he was hurt, like over that 18 years, and he's finally finding out that it wasn't his dad that didn't want to be there for him, but it was his mom that was using him as a weapon to his dad, because he didn't want to be with her anymore. And I find it interesting that he said his dad was married and happy. There we go again. See, he settled down with one woman, he's married and happy, and he was doing very well. But yet on the other end, his mom was still single, sleeping with men, different men, she said, that she found on Tinder. And even married somebody that she found on Tinder. So it just tells you that the better position is to be in a committed relationship versus just be out here, you know what I'm saying, sleeping around, doing whatever. Because look, and it's just so sad that she would even like do this to this young man, because he said even like, when they were arguing, it just made him think about how, all the time she beat him. So she was actually abusing him because she was mad at the dad. How often does that happen? Like, these are real issues that we are facing in our community that, I mean, it needs to be talked about. How many times do you see a baby being abused because somebody's mad at the other parent? They didn't even really do nothing, but you're taking out your frustration on the kid. Like, that's terrible. And after 18 years, he had to find that out. Like, Merely, you said there's nothing new. This happens to men every day. I hope this ain't happening every day. I know it's a lie, but good Lord. Ebony says she's going to have to pay for her behavior. He's mentally affected forever, and thank God he's able to reconnect to dad. Right. Yeah, you can tell he's mentally damaged. That man's messed up. Like, the way he's talking, and and like he said, just he needs therapy. Like, it's so bad. I'm glad he's getting off his chest and actually talking about it, but it's so sad. You said we as women have to hold other women accountable. Exactly. So it starts with us. Like, that's the only way to fix this is if you know a sister who's doing this, which we all probably know one or two. you need to tell them, like, listen, that's not right. Like, let that man see their child. Even if they don't want to, be with you, sleep with you. And likewise with fellas, men need to do the same thing. Men need to say, listen, why aren't you getting your child? If you got friends who don't see their children, but yet they hanging out with you, you need to tell them, like, you need to go get your kid. And even if they say, because I saw this storyline too, oh, my baby mama crazy, she won't let me see my child, she won't. Even if somebody says that to you, you need to ask them, okay, have you went to the courts? Do you have an attorney? What else have you done? Because there's remedy for the situation. You just have to work to do it. And no, you should not have to work to see your child, because that's your child. But if you love that child, you should be willing to do it. You can't just say, oh, the mom's just keeping me away and you're not even trying. Because again, you're just making it easy for her to keep you away from her child. Okay, I read that. Val, you said just because you're a bad spouse doesn't make you a bad parent. They need to separate the relationships. Exactly. It doesn't. Just because you can't get along with your wife, or you guys divorce or whatever happens, does not mean that you can't be a good father or good mother to that child. Let's see, Ashley, you said, Tony, you were referring to two situations that you know of where the courts raped these two black guys who had kids by white women. They're paying, and the one guy can't even see the kid because of physical altercation they had in public, and she's the one who was beating him up. Oh yeah, we already know. That's what we're talking about when it comes to different races. Because again, just like Merely said, okay, all women are the same. If we go with that scenario and say all women are the same, okay, so just like a black woman that may get divorced from her husband, if you are married to a different race, if y'all end up in divorce court, how do you think it's gonna be? It's not gonna be like you divorcing a black woman. It's gonna be way worse because you're getting penalized for stepping outside of your race. So if you do go out, then you need to stay with that person for good. I mean, we should try to do that anyway, but um I mean, it's just a given, because look at this. So that's the difference. Tony said, all good. Let's see here. Millie said, if that man didn't bond with the mother, he'll easily let those children go too. And I think that man has an issue, because even if your bond is broken with the mom, you shouldn't let your children go. That means you didn't care about your children in the beginning, right? Those are your seeds. You had them. So even if your bond is broken with the mother, you should still step up and be a father to your kid. You created those kids. Why would you say now, well, I don't got a bond with your mama no more, so hey, no. And a lot of men do that, which is, to me, I think those are not really men, maybe grown boys, because a man is going to provide for he's going to take care of something that's his, regardless to the fact. Even, and we can say this, I know Amelia gonna say men are very tribal. Yeah, they are tribal, but they're also family guys, because remember Abraham, when he had Ishmael, although Ishmael was not the promised child, and he ended up having the promised child Isaac, when it came time to send Ishmael away, he did not want to. He did as he had to, but guess what? God, he made sure, God said, Ishmael gonna be taken care of too. But he raised Ishmael's for 12 years, right? And he probably didn't have a relationship with the Hagar at all, but that was his son. So we got to stop using that excuse for men that, oh well, the bond is broken with the woman. So no, just because the woman isn't here doesn't mean you don't have a bond with your kids anymore. Like, those are still your children. Val, you said friend of the court won't even let men speak in the courtroom. Really? Dang. Why they won't let them speak? They won't even let men speak. I haven't bothered with friend of the court in so long. Thank you, Jesus. Penelope, you said exactly. Only want to deal with the kids if the mom gets along with them. Trifling. That's what I'm saying. You only want it if I'm being good to you and I'm being nice to you, which I'm nice anyway, or we getting along. You like, oh, it may be a chance somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna get my kids. I'm gonna do right by. I'm going to buy them 5 pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? But then so it's like, oh no, I'm with somebody, or I'm married now. Okay, now you don't hear from them. They don't want to answer the phone. Like, stop. Like, we ain't got to stop doing that too. Get out y'all feelings. Like, for real. Like, I love my brothers, but like, stop. Like, y'all got to stop doing that too. Like, because those are usually the moms who want you to see your kids, and you don't want to see them because guess what? She won't do what you want to do. She won't still sleep around with you or mess around with you. And no, that's wrong. Merely said that's why you see men take care of other women's kids and let their own fall by the wayside. I mean, I think that's still like Penelope said. I think that's trifling to do that. You have your own children, but you take care of somebody else's. I think it's trifling, and I'm gonna ask you, like, well, what did you do? Why didn't you, try to fight for your kids? Now, I understand sometimes men are taking care of other women's children because their children, again, they're in this situation where they can't see their children, or like with Ray, the mom has moved to another state and they're fighting. Maybe they don't have the resources to fight and adequately fight for their children and get them back because it costs money to do that. And so that could be the case as well. Merely, you said, I hear you, but I'm just saying how it goes. And it shouldn't go like that. I think those are men who are not truly men who think that way. I don't think that you should do that. Tony said, thanks. We have no say in the courtroom, right? I mean, all I can say is y'all got to get a lawyer. That's who y'all got. They gonna make y'all pay, and it's because your skin color, and also because the way society is set up. So just be prepared for it. Maybe one of you guys should start advocating for men, to get out of this type of situation. It's gonna start with somebody, and if we don't start it as a community, how can we fix anything if we all just point the finger but never say, what, let's take initiative to fix this here. Let's fix this way. That's all I'm saying. Ebony, you said the man should definitely bond, but we as women need to be aware that men think differently, and this is how they think. Oftentimes we want them to think how we think. Although I don't agree with the man not bonding. Unfortunately, this is the thought process of men, even if they step up with the child. Even if they step up with the child. Okay, so you're saying that that's how they think. They basically, it's like, okay, the woman gone, I'm gone for their life, from that child's life as well. But I don't often see, I see that too, but I also see men who stay in their child's life regardless if the mom is there or not. So I don't know what to say to that. If that's how men think, right? Why are there some men who still stay in their children's lives? They still they still pick them up. They're very active, and the moms are not involved at all. And they are even paying child support. So, I mean, it has to be something like, maybe, I mean, all men just don't think like that. Maybe it's a certain caliber of man that thinks that way. I don't know. Um, okay, you said it could be whatever y'all need to call it. I'm just stating how it goes often. Tony said lawyer don't help. Lawyers don't help. Now you telling me something that I don't know. Why a lawyer don't help? This is too much, y'all. Y'all fighting a never ending battle at this point that I'm like, is it gonna be solved? Oh, Tony said, women got to do better. That's it. Yeah, women do got to do better, but is that gonna help with the lawyer situation? I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess if they did better, you wouldn't need a lawyer, right? That is it. That is the key. Women got to do better. How can we get our women to do better? Like me, any of my friends that I talk to, I'm gonna make it known. I always tell them like, hey, I don't really have deadbeat moms or moms who keep their children away from the dads. I don't really have that. And then the friend I did have that was like that, I'm not their friend anymore. If you don't take care of your kids, I'm not going, no. If you got, mental health issues and stuff like that, I'll try to help you through it or whatever. But if you can go party, if you can go do, all this kinds of wicked, wild things and your kids in the system, I don't got time for it. I'm not going to be your friend. So I think that's what we got to do. We got to hold our men and women accountable. Like anytime it's your friend, if she, trying to stop the kids from seeing their daddy because he didn't want to lay with her, then you need to stop being her friend or at least check her. Like, listen, you wrong, sis. We do have to hold each other accountable. That's the only way we're gonna get something solved. Merely said women got to stop giving men who don't care about them outside of access to their body children. This will stop a lot of the BS. I agree with you. But if you're with somebody for 10 years, right? and all of a sudden you break up, or and now they don't want to see the kids because you guys have broken up. How is that being with a man that doesn't care about you? That man obviously cared. He just cares too much about you and not enough about the kids. That's all I'm saying. Women control the kids, case closed. I get that, Tony, and don't be closing no case on me. I get that. What I'm saying is, listen, we got to hold each other accountable, whether that happens or not. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I know it's a lot of bad women out here that are keeping kids away from men. I get that. The only thing I can say for the solution for that is to get a lawyer, get a good one. They have to pay a pretty penny for them that is going to help. Move to a red state. Like you said, Tony, you're in a red state and they don't play that. That's what you may have to do, because Michigan is a blue state, and they're for the women, because listen, so you need to move to a red state. Penelope said those are conditional fathers, sperm donors, not men. That's what I feel. You can't say, okay, as long as me and the mom are together, I'm going to be a father. If me and her break up, I'm no longer a father. That's condition. That is a sperm donor. It is, honestly, because how do your feelings leave for your child like that? And I get it. I understand, we could say that's how men are built. But whenever I look at something, I look at the maker of it. I look at where it came from. And like I said, in biblical times, you did not see men being like, okay, we're broke up, or whatever. The kids were with them most of the time, even if they did have, multiple kids by concubines and things like that, so I don't believe in just leaving your kids because, oh, me and the mother is not together anymore. Merely said moral compass keeps some men around. A lot don't care about all that. If there's no bond with the woman, that child having a present father is in jeopardy. I'm telling you. No, and you're probably correct. I know you are, but I'm saying that that's a jacked up situation. It's not how it should be, and it's not normal. Moral compass keeps some men around. So meaning the men who stay around and take care of their children actually have morals and values, right? And so the men that don't actually have none, is what you're saying. So if you're saying that, I agree with that. They don't have any morals if you don't stick around to take care of something you created. And you're just not even a man at this point. Penelope, we have to choose better. Stop ignoring red flags and walk away. We do. And that's why I said that's where the women have to take accountability at. We have to definitely choose better. And we have to teach and educate our young girls that, listen, when you're choosing a mate, you need to choose somebody who you can see, like Ebony said, in the future, because you could possibly have a child with this person. That's why we have to make it, all this casual sex should not be a thing. And I try to teach my children now, even though my daughter, she's already 22, but like, especially with my boys, like, listen, it's not okay to just casually sleep around with somebody. If you don't see yourself marrying that woman, don't sleep around with her. Like, honestly, I teach my sons that, and I tell them that, of course they have different opinions, and the men or their dad's gonna tell them different, or I don't know if they're gonna tell them like different than that, but he may say, you a guy, man, you need girls. But I tell them, like, listen, no, don't mess your life up. Because, what I'm saying, if you don't see yourself marrying that woman, don't do it. Because guess what? You're going to be in this situation down at court. They're going to be trying to take your money. And some of these women are predators like that they just see a good man with a good job, some money, a nice car. Okay, he a target. And it shouldn't be like that. But if we stop all this casually having sex with people, we don't have to be in a relationship. If we stop doing that, then guess what? A lot of this wouldn't happen. Tony said, well, like my mom says, who you sleep with, know who you sleep with. Yeah, mom's right. But Tony, listen, even if you know that person, people change. And sometimes after 5 years, that person is not the same person. So you may think you know that person, but over time, people change. And they may change for the better or worse. So even if you know them at one point in stage of their life, they could change to something different. They have to have a solid value system. That's the only thing I could say. Have a man or woman with a solid value system, who believes in God, who has the same beliefs as you, and you'll have a better chance at success at at a relationship or a marriage. Ebony said, I agree with the men on this one. We are in control of who has access to us. No, I agree with that. We are in control of who has access to us. I agree with that. But I don't think that gives the man a right to say, after he has a kid, oh, well, okay, I'm done. We ain't together no more. I don't think that gives the man a right. But then they complain about, oh, I have to pay child support. Oh, oh, I don't have any money because they're taking my check. Well, why aren't you stepping up to the plate? Because I think most women, if you are doing what you need to do by your kid, doing right by them, spending time, you won't even be on child support. So your life will be actually easier if you step up to the plate. Biblically speaking, the Bible says a man who doesn't take care of his kids is worse than a believer. So any Christian man who says, "Oh, I'm a believer. I love the Lord," and you don't take care of your kids, you don't. Because you're worse than an unbeliever because you don't take care of your kids. There leaves no excuse for a man to just walk away because he's not with that woman any longer, to say, you know what, I'm not taking care of my kids. Absolutely none. Like, I don't even care what the scenario is. You should always, those are yours, your seed, you're responsible for them, regardless of how you and the woman feel, regardless of the relationship. Yes, maybe she could have chosen better too. Okay, yeah, he was a bad guy, shouldn't have laid down with him or whatever, right? However, he has to have responsibility for himself too. It can't just be like the woman is responsible for, yes, laying down with that person. I agree wholeheartedly with that. But I also think the man, listen, if you do split from that woman, why not take care of your kids? Tony, are you with your baby moms? Do you still take care of your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many men that I know that still take care of their kids very well. They're not with the woman. You know, are we just going to say that they have more morals than these other men do? Value said, it's sad the system is designed to keep men down in addition to the ones who don't want to do right. It's just messed up. Exactly. I think the ones who don't want to do right are the ones who need to be messed up in the system. But most of the time, they not messed up. They still living good because they got good children mothers who are like, you know what, I'm a chill. They trying to do the right thing. And then the ones that are down there are the ones who shouldn't be down there. And it's just backwards. It's set up that way. Val said the kids are just in bad situations, and they are. Merely said men can be with a woman for 20 years and not really care about her. Time don't mean nothing to most men, but why stay with? Okay, you're gonna be with somebody 20 years and don't care what you there for. Like that, to me, that's not intentionally being with somebody. Who gonna stay with somebody that long? I mean, I know these men do it, but to me, that's just crazy to stay with somebody for 20 years and don't care for the person. Like, are you using the person at that point? Then if you're using her, you're definitely less than a man. If you're staying just because you're comfortable, you're less than a man, because take accountability and say, you know what? This is not right. She deserves to be loved correctly by somebody who wants her. Don't just stay in a relationship because you just comfortable. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand the love feeling as far as the, oh my God, I just love them, is not going to always be there. I understand that. That's going to fade in and out. That's any marriage, any relationship. You're not always going to feel like you're in love. That just doesn't happen. But loving somebody is how you treat them, is what you do for them. Love is what you do, not just what you say. Are you providing for them? Are you making sure they're good? Are you taking care of them when they're sick? That's love. And if you're doing those things, even if you feel like my feelings are kind of fecal right now, you still love that person. That's love. Penelope, you said Tony said case closed, show over, bye. Right. Not like that, but this Tony said not like that, but this is the issue for men. Red state is better, but still not fair. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. P said, how are leaders built to be deadbeats? Wow. Women are the gatekeepers to the womb. Do better. And I agree, women are the gatekeepers, right? But again, men have to do better with their morals, because regardless of the fact, you still need to do better. You shouldn't be like, I'm not going to take care of my kid because I'm not with her. You need to do better, because that's ludicrous. Why do you not want to take care of your kid because you're not with a woman no more? Like, come on now. I mean, your emotional and your feelings are wrapped up in that woman. Merely agree. I know someone personally who was going through this. He was just effing and he impregnated the woman, but he chose to keep the baby. Although he had a conversation about abortion, he still chose to step up and even try to be in a relationship with her. She is taking him through the ringers, has moved their daughter out of state. Okay, and that's exactly the type of woman I'm not talking about in this situation. because, but I mean, even so, he still tried to do the right thing, right? He still tried to do the right thing and take care of his kid. But I'm not talking about the women who, just like you said, dragging the men through the ringers, doing all this crazy stuff. I'm not talking about those. But I believe every child deserves a father, regardless of the fact of what, you know, like, come on. Ashley said, if a man tells us they don't want the child, why keep it and put the child through a stupid situation? Women have to do better. Well, I kind of understand your point on that, right? And they say, okay, I don't believe in abortion, right? At one point I did, but I don't anymore because I am a real Christian, and I believe what the word says. The word is against abortion. At one point I did when I wasn't fully in the word like I should be, but I don't believe in it now. So again, if you are laying down with the woman, then you need to protect yourself or don't do it at all, because it's a possibility you could get pregnant. So why tell a woman who doesn't believe in abortion that, oh, you need to go kill your kid because I don't want a baby right now? Well, why would you laying down when you know that's how you get a baby? Everybody needs to be responsible and take accountability at this point. And that's why I said it needs to stop being all this casual sex, because this is the whole point and the reason why casual sex was not allowed. Even in biblical days, you could not just lay down with somebody. If you did, you were married to that person and that was your husband or wife. That's why it was so serious, because look at these issues we got now. Now we can just say, okay, I don't want the baby. Go ahead and abort it. But you laid down and had that baby. You laid down, you know what I'm saying? You consented to it. Nobody made you do it. And so I just think that's unfair to say, well, I told you not to have it. Okay, yeah, you did tell that woman probably not to have it, but why didn't you protect yourself in the end too? Like, we got to all think better as a whole. We cannot think, like this. To me, this thinking is it's messing our community up, like, honestly, to think like that. And I get both sides. Yes. Okay, she should have aborted the baby, but some people don't believe in abortions. Why should you have to kill a child because you made a mistake? This is the penalty of your sin. Like, honestly, because when you're married, most people that are married, they are not doing half of the abortions. It's probably a small percentage of them that going to get them, but most married people keep their kids. So we wouldn't have this issue if we stopped sleeping around. People don't change, the signs are always there. Okay. You got to pay attention to the signs. You do. I agree. All that's fine. Tony said, who told you that, sis? Tell me what. That Ebony said, that's why this sex is just sex argument that men try to convince women of always ends up in these types of situations. Exactly. That's why you can't believe them. Sex is not just sex. And if women really start saying, listen, no, I'm closing my legs and it's not just going to be sex. If you're going to lay with me, guess what? You're going to put a ring on my finger. We're going to, build, we're going to have a relationship. Then guess what? All this is going to disappear within a matter of weeks, but women have to do this. They have to feel this way. But I'm seeing a lot of men too, when women say, you know what, I'm not gonna I'm gonna be celibate. Men are laughing. Why? You already got kids. What you mean want to be celibate for now? Because they don't want more kids? Because they don't want to keep being in this same situation? So again, men got to also give some grace to women when they are trying to do better. Yeah, they may have made mistakes. They did a lot of things, right? Just like you did too. But give them some grace if they say, I'm going to be celibate, but when you say that, it's a whole problem. And that's a red flag right there, because you need to run from that man who don't respect that. Ashley said conversations need to be had. Grown people have real conversations. Apparently these people ain't grown enough, and that's why the friend of the court is involved. Exactly. I agree with that too. They're not grown enough. And sometimes these are kids having babies. Of course we know, because like I'm saying, because sometimes you're not grown at 19 and 20 and teenager age. You're not grown. You think you're grown, but you don't even have a mindset of a grown person. So how do we think we're going to go down in front of the court? Because a lot of times these young girls, their parents, their mothers are telling them to get the money. Oh yeah, get with him, put him on child support. They're encouraging their daughters to do this. And at that age, you're not old enough to have a grown person conversation, which is the reason why all this casual sex needs to stop, because it's bringing our society and community down. If you guys want to wonder why our Black community is where it is now, is because we have all this everything goes. And I'm not saying we're the only community, but most of the other communities are getting married. A lot of times when you see white women I'm not saying all of them, but they usually wait a long time. They get married, and sometimes they don't have their first baby till like 40, like they're late 30s, 40s. Like doctors, I'll be like, oh, they don't have no kids. Yeah, we're planning to have a kid. And they almost 40 years old. So they understand the importance of legacy. They understand the importance of, a family structure. Family structure actually makes or breaks a society. So when you have a society that has all these broken homes, baby mamas here, baby daddies over here, the society is broken. When you have more marriages and two-parent households, the society grows. And this is all we have to do as a society to fix it. It really is easy. You just have to have some discipline and say no. Most women putting men on child support to control them. Look at how many rich men on child support. Yeah, that's a good one, Tony. That is control. It's like, you know what? Oh, you didn't do this? I'm going back down to front of the court to up your, the amount you need to pay. Yeah, they just take it too far with that. It's raggedy. Ebony said there is never an excuse, but unfortunately, with free will, people will do this. No, I understand they will do what they want, but what I'm saying is this is the reason we're in this situation. This is the reason why the community is so broken. Nobody takes it serious. Nobody says, you know what? I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's pushed everywhere, and it's really hard. Like it's hard. You got sexy reds and all this other stuff going on, and most of the kids, you got babies, 5-year-olds, babies. I don't know if y'all seen that post. I posted it in the group discussion about the 5-year-olds twerking and asking about sexy red. That's our future. Tony says she put me on child support still. Dang, she did. Well, did you check her character out? Did you know what type of woman she was? No. I'm playing. I had to do that to you, bro. I had to do that to you because yeah. But I'm just saying, but that proves my points. Like I said, the good men always have even though they're being good, the baby mamas still be like, oh no, I'm still putting you on child support. They're conditioned to do that. And it's unfortunate. Let's see. Ashley said, I know a girl who baby daddy puts child support and still gives the ex girl extra money for whatever the child wants. She goes to the courts every year when he gets a raise to get a raise in child support too. He finally told her this year, I ain't doing nothing extra, and I don't blame him. She's stupid. Exactly. She was just taking it for granted. Like, that's what I'm saying. You always got extreme situations. She's extreme. Like, he paying. That's what I'm saying. He not with the girl. He's paying child support and still giving her extra money for everything. What type of man is that? I guess he would be a simp. I guess that y'all would call him a simp because he didn't walk away and not take care of his kid. That's sad. Merely said, comfort. You're there because it's comfortable. 20 years you're comfortable. I don't know. Again, that's that woman's fault. If both of their fault if they stayed there that long and no commitment or nothing. Tony said for their kids, because men know if they leave, they're not going to see their kids. Right. And I know that's what I'm saying. Some men have to worry about that. And some men just don't see their kids when they break up with the mom, because guess what? They're not with the mom. So I don't care about the kid. Weird. Penelope said he's there because he's using her. He using her P. Oh my God. That gotta be it. So that means that he's sleeping on the couch for those 20 years. He doesn't have a job and she's taking care of everything, right? That gotta mean that. Because if you just tell me that you're comfortable and you're with somebody for 20 years, that gotta mean you're not paying no bills. You're not helping around. You're not doing nothing. Because that equates to you being more than comfortable. That tells me that you actually got some type of love for this person, because love's an action where what you do shows what you love, not just because you say I'm just comfortable. I really don't like the person. That's just feeling. That's just a feeling. That change is fleeting. It doesn't last. Merely said, pay attention to the signs. Yes. 20 years, the kid's grown now. Right. Coming good. I was not going to. That's right, though. The kids are grown. So you still there and the kids gone? Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that. Ebony says, so here's the thing. When the men talk, we need to listen. They're telling us exactly how they feel, so we need to act accordingly. We do need to listen to them. And we've listened to this scenario for a while now, guys. But I'm just saying, I don't give excuses to men who don't want to take care of their kids. I don't care what it is. Um, because, oh, I'm not with them. No, I'm not with the mom anymore. So I don't have to take care of my kids. I don't ever give that excuse to a man to not take care of his kids. Like, regardless to what a man of integrity is going to take care of his business and take care of his kids, regardless of the fact he's with that mom or not. Now, if she's giving him a hard time, it's going to be harder for him to do that. But this is millions of men are struggling to still see their kids, even though they're not with the moms. So that just tells you, why aren't the other men doing the same thing? Why are they just walking away like whatever? So who's the real man here? That's the thing. Like one man may say this, another man may say something else. It's different calibers of men, I think. Because I know men who say, listen, I did everything I could, even though she didn't want me to around my kid. I fought, and I got a chance to see my kids. And some men don't even have to fight, but they don't even want to see their kids. So I definitely would, I value the man's opinion, Merely's opinion. I value his opinion. But on this one here, I just feel like men, regardless of the fact that you don't like that woman anymore, you shouldn't just walk out and be like, well, I don't like her no more. We ain't together. I ain't taking care of the kids. It's wrong regardless. However we look at it, it's wrong. It's not right. Tony said I should have came on live. You said I'm not agreeing. It is. You says it happens. Yeah, I know. I know it happens. No, I do. I know it happens. I'm just saying, even though it happens, you should take care of your kids. And then it's so many men out here fighting to see their kids, fighting to fight through the court systems. And here we have men who can see their kids, and because they don't like the woman, because they're broke up, they don't want to see the kids. That's all I'm saying. We got so many men. The whole point was children are being weaponized after a breakup. This is happening. And these people are not together. But then we have men on the other hand saying, well, when I break up with the woman, I don't care about the kid no more. Like, that's just like saying, it's so many women who can't have kids, but yet the women who have kids are abusing their kids. It's the same analogy. So we got men that want to see their kids and fighting for them, and they can't. But then the men who can, oh, I don't like the mom. I ain't with her no more. Oh well, let's be real. That's all. Suki was on live today with her plan B. These people better get wise. Oh my God, girl, that's what I'm saying. And so that's what's being promoted. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have that and then the parents are not watching their kids, or the kids just be watching TV, and like even my son Daniel be watching stuff and stuff just come up, and I'd be like, turn this off. Like, why did this come up? So women close anything but legs. Shut up. Whatever. But again, the man, just because them legs are open don't mean you gotta, okay? You got a responsibility too. Just say no. Just it's in. Oh no, I'm not gonna do it because it could bring about a baby. Ebony said you have to be okay with yourself and sometimes be alone. Don't let these men manipulate you. Men respect consequences. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. And I think that's what it is. A lot of women don't want to be alone. We don't, well, I ain't gonna include myself, but a lot of women don't want to be alone. The ones who are single. If I was single, I'd be getting everything done I want. I ain't got to worry about cooking. I ain't got to worry about cleaning. I ain't got to worry about doing nothing but what I want to do. So listen, it ain't all as bad as we think. Tony said, y'all look at it from the woman's perspective. If a woman walk in a man's shoes for a week, y'all would have more empathy. I have a lot of Tony, tell the truth. I'm always on here with empathy for y'all. Like, I really advocate for y'all because I do see how bad it is. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, value your kids regardless to the fact if you're with the mom or not, because so many men don't have access to their kids. That's all I'm saying. So many men are fighting and are going through craziness because they don't have access to the kids because they got another woman. Now they can't see their kids. So if you're not going through that and you're able to see your kids, see your kids. Don't be mad at the woman because she no longer wants to be with you. That's all, Ebony, you laughing. I don't know what you laughing about. Tony said I was a kid, sis. I don't remember what we were talking about, but Merely, here he come. Don't come over here talking about nothing, talking about celibacy if you didn't already gave another dude who you weren't married to a whole child. Bye, go find you a good fool. That's what I'm saying. See, this is what I'm talking about, what men say. When a woman is trying to do better and she's like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this, I'm away from my husband, and here you come. Oh no, you gonna open them legs. Now guess what? When she get pregnant, what you gonna do? Oh, I don't want it. You need to go ahead and get an abortion. See how crazy that is? That's wrong. It's wrong. And that's the only thing I'm talking about right there. The men don't want you to be celibate and do better because they like, well, you gave it to somebody else. So what? Why can't you respect that they trying to do better at that time, you know? Because as soon as they get pregnant, you're going to tell them to get an abortion, right? Because all you want is casual sex. Ebony said, we're not giving excuses. Moving forward, we need to be aware who has access. Is not excuses for him, his part, but we are only in control of ourselves. We are. And that's why they said they're going to be celibate. That man didn't stop messing with those kids because of the breakup. He was just playing his position while they were together. No relationship, no position. That's how it goes a lot of times. Well, again, it had to be because now they're broke up and you don't want to see your kids. So you're like, oh, well, we wasn't in a relationship anyway, so I don't have to see the kids. That don't make sense to me. Ebony said, give her your phone, please. Please. Melita, facts. What's facts, Melita? Val said, because sometimes it's not about the money. Some others just want you to spend time. Exactly. Yeah, you got to get the money. Just spend some time with the kids. That's all. But y'all don't want to do that because, oh, we wasn't in a relationship. What they got to do with you and your kid now? Like, come on now. Tony said, yes, take care of your kids. Please, Tony, advocate for the men to take care of the kids. But again, what I'm seeing more of is that they can't see their kids. Or is y'all lying saying y'all can't see y'all kids because y'all just don't want to fight for them. And y'all mad at the mamas because they left. It does not have to be one side or the other. You can understand both perspectives. Exactly. And that's why I get both perspectives. I understand that women need to be more responsible. We need to, not lay down with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Again, it starts from a child. Has to be taught this, right? So I get it. We have to be more responsible, but also if you have a child, you need to be responsible too and take care of that kid, regardless of if you don't like the mom. Oh, we wasn't in a relationship. Now, I understand one night stands. That can be difficult because why would you have a one night stand? And I can't say that. I'm not judging anybody, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I know it happens and things like that. And yeah, see, in that case, I can kind of see a man, right? Kind of walking away, not saying it's right, but because he didn't ever have a relationship with you. It was just a one night stand. So I can kind of see that. But otherwise, like, no. Ebony said Tony Rome, hence why I said it. We should listen to these men. Melita, right, it is wrong. Merely talking about she better have an IUD. Give Ebony your phone, please. Ebony said, merely, no, bro, I'm a different person. You can't get it. I'm a born again virgin. Okay. He not letting you be great. He don't want, he said no. I told y'all, that's it. Look, we've been on here long enough. I appreciate y'all for staying on with me. Like, even though the technical difficulties we had, I appreciate everybody for being on. I'm going to be reaching out to Tony, Ashley, and Merely and a few other people because I want to announce something to y'all. And then I'm going to announce it on the show next week and stuff like that. So if you haven't shared this, please share the live. To me, I got a lot out of it from y'all, and I'm side-eyeing some people. No, I'm playing. But no, I think this is really good for us to talk about this. We need more men talking about this to their friends. So guys, don't let your friends get off the hook. They're not taking care of their kids. They shouldn't be your friend because guess what? You are a responsible man and you only hang around responsible men. And just likewise with me, if I have a girlfriend who's not doing right by her kids or not making, not doing right by her baby daddy or whatever, I'm going to speak up and say it. I mean, because I'm a change maker. All of us on here are difference makers. We all should think like that because if we have children, our children are growing up in a society. And why would we want them to grow up in this messed up society and not try to make a difference in it? Why not? We have to. Because it's bad. It's really bad out here. So I'm here trying to make a difference, and hopefully everybody else is. Um, Ebony said, "Who talking about you pregnant?" Oh, he's talking to you, Eb. I don't know, but Ebony said, "Jesus is my man." Okay, Jesus is your man. I agree. Y'all, this is fun. But again, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel on Heart of the Matter Podcast 92, and then also on Facebook here. So we'll be talking about we'll be on next week. You talk about you, sis. No, I'm not. Why you say that? Ebony says she's too old. Oh God. Oh, announcement? No, it ain't. Why would I announce to y'all about my pregnancy? Y'all silly. I just tell that right here. Listen, y'all gotta tell y'all something. Nah, no, it's not it. No, I'm announcing the Black Love, because y'all know y'all gonna be my promoters. I'm trying not to put it all on live, but yeah. So I'm the Black Love event that we're doing. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah. Oh my God, Lord, no, you not. Oh God, y'all get on my nerves. But yes, y'all be serious. Be serious, because listen, it already took a long time to get this live going, and I was already upset because I was all jippery. But then when I came in, I was like, the live I don't know what Daniel did to my live. I was like, what the heck? I wasn't even in the same spirits no more. So thank y'all for getting me back. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. We definitely gonna get this event going so we can have some, singles mingle, and then married couples can come out and date and have a good time as well. So we're looking forward to doing that in February. I'm gonna again send y'all the information because I want y'all to help me get promoted, get the word out there, and it's gonna be a good event. It's gonna be beautiful. I love things that's beautiful and romantic. So yeah. But that's all I got. Thank you, Eb, again for coming on. She hadn't been on in a while. Like, I missed her and her little crazy self. She's so funny, y'all. She's so funny. But I thank everybody for coming on and joining. Until next time, I'm gonna see y'all next week, and we're gonna be talking about, I don't know. We're talking about the women being submissive. I think Melina, I'm going to talk to her because she wanted to come on with that. So if she's on, I'll talk to her with it. But until next time, guys, I love you guys. Bye bye.